Website hosting plans typically provide you with a control panel, or cPanel, where you can manage the features of your hosting account. Inside your hosting account, you'll usually find a file manager tool like this one. The appearance of this tool can be pretty different, but file managers typically have the same features. I'll show you a few common things you can do in a file manager. But before we begin using tools to modify the web server file system, it's a good idea to have a backup. Click here if you need to know how to do that. Okay, creating a folder is simple, a lot like on your computer. When you're in the location where the new folder should appear, just click the File Manager New Folder button. Give your folder a name. I'll call mine Blog, and when you're done, the folder will be added. Now we'll look at a couple of ways to move files around on your server. You can move by path by selecting some files and click the Move button. In the pop-up, type the path where the file should be moved. I'll add Blog here to move my WordPress files into the new Blog subfolder I just created. When I'm done, my selected files will appear in the new location. Easy. Let's practice moving files again, but this time out of the Blog subfolder and up a level to the root public HTML website folder on my server. I'll use Select All to pick all my files in this Blog folder, then click the Move button. I'll just remove the blog part in my path here, and when I'm done, my files are moved up one folder into the root public HTML website directory. Not bad, huh? Many file managers also allow you to drag and drop items in this directory tree on the side. Simply drag an item to the location you want, and when you release your mouse button, it will be moved there. Or drag to select multiple items, and then they can be moved together with drag and drop. Now that I've moved items out of this blog subfolder, I don't need it anymore. I can select it and click Delete to get rid of the folder. Rarely will this next part apply to you, but sometimes a tutorial may ask you to modify your file permissions. Here's how that's done. Choose a folder or a file and click the Change Permissions button. Edit the permissions in the pop-up by checking the boxes. This 777 setting makes this folder fully open without restrictions for reading and writing. This is usually not recommended, so avoid changing permissions unless you've been instructed to do so for a specific problem. Sometimes you need to create a file. You can upload a file you already have with the Upload button, but this New File button can be used to make an empty file. I'll create an htaccess file, which WordPress uses with its permalinks feature. After typing in the file name, I click, and there it is. Some tutorials may ask you to edit the htaccess file or the wp-config file for WordPress. Using this Code Editor button, we can edit the contents of files. I have some code that was given to me for this file, so I paste it in and click Save when I'm done. Be careful editing files. Unless you've been instructed to do so, there's usually no need to edit the files that you have on your server. That's it. Right in the web browser, we worked with the server file system without installing any special software on our computer. Ask your hosting company for guidance if you can't find a file manager in your account, or you might choose to install a program on your computer to work with your file system using FTP. Click here for info on FTP access.